As we age, our shoulders can become more prone to injuries due to natural wear and tear. So I'm 64, so obviously I'm quite ancient now. Currently I am suffering from a bad shoulder injury, which basically means I can't even do simple stuff like press-ups, let alone bench press with any weight on them or anything like that. Now I know if you're any age, you can get a shoulder injury, but the one thing about being older is you start having the effects of aging, age, wear and tear. And there's a few things you can do with it, and I do my best, but I'm still suffering quite badly at the moment. So I'm just going to go through 4 main topics that which are basically age related. First one is osteoarthritis. Now I've had that for about 7 years now, and I've learned how to manage it, but we're going to dive deeper into what that's all about. Another one is rotator cuff degeneration, and yes, I've got a problem with that as well. This one is reduced lubrication. There's a thing called synovial fluid in all joints, which helps the joint move freely. But unfortunately, this also decreases with age and increases the risk of tears and inflammation. And finally, it's muscle loss. Now, I think I do enough generally to maintain my muscle mass, but remembering that we all suffer from a thing called sarcopenia, which is muscle loss, and that can actually start from your 30s for most people if you don't do anything about it. So we're going to take a deep dive into that, and I'm going to go through some things that you might like to try to prevent it, and also why it's important. So let's start with osteoarthritis. With age, the cartilage in the shoulder joint may start to wear down, which is what's happened to me, leading to conditions like osteoarthritis. Believe me, it can be quite painful and stiff at times and reduce range of motion. Yep, I've got all of that. The tendons in the shoulders can also become weaker and less flexible due to natural degeneration. So, lots of problems there. So let's explain what osteoarthritis is. Well, the shoulder is made up of 2 main joints. The first is the acromioclavicular, or the AC joint, and the glenohumerus joint. And there's pictures here about what those are all about. The AC joint is the point where the collarbone, or the clavicle, meets the acromion, which is the tip of the shoulder blade. The glenohumeral joint is the point where the top of the arm bone, or humerus, up here, meets the shoulder blade, or the scapula. Osteoarthritis is more commonly found in the AC joint, which I know that is what my big problem is. The people who can get osteoarthritis in the shoulder are generally people over 50, although it is possible to get it younger if you've had an injury or some kind of trauma. It also may be hereditary, and here's a story for you. A few years ago, I used to teach what was called British Military Fitness on Clapham Common in London, and I remember there was a young girl. She was only in her 20s. She had osteoarthritis of the knee because it was hereditary in her family at the age of 25. As with most types of osteoarthritis, no matter which joint in the body, pain is a key symptom. Oh yes, don't I know about that? Person with shoulder arthritis is likely to have pain while moving the shoulder and after moving the shoulder. Now I have a big problem when I move backwards, roll backwards, that's when I get a clunking sound every now and again. It's, over the years, it's sort of like I've learned how to manage it. There's limited range of motion there. It's not great. Doing lateral raises, even without a weight in my arm currently, it's painful. But a few weeks ago, I had a stupid accident, my own fault, is that I stepped on a moving treadmill and I came right off it and fell onto the floor, which caused more trauma. Believe me, it was quite painful at the time and still is painful, and I am having treatment. There's not really a lot you can do with it other than having therapy, which is what I'm having. Can take drugs, but I'm not a big one for that unless I really have to. We shall see how that goes. So the next one I'm going to talk about is the rotator cuff muscles. It's a group of muscles of 4 actually, and tendons that surround the shoulder joint. There's a picture of them right here. So the 4 main muscles are the supraspinatus, the infraspinatus, teres minor, and the subscapularis. You don't need to remember them, but all 4 of them. They help to stabilize the shoulder and also is essential for activities that involve lifting and rotating the arm. You know, sort of like that. It's quite bloody painful. Each of those 4 muscles has a different function. Very briefly, the supraspinatus holds the humerus in place to keep your upper arm stable and helps lift your arm. Like that. Infraspinatus is a main muscle that lets you rotate and extend your shoulder. The teres minor is the smallest rotator cuff muscle. Its main job is to help with rotation of your arm away from your body. So I do that, stand up a little bit, and that is what I mean by that. And finally, your subscapularis holds the upper arm bone to your shoulder blade and helps you rotate your arm, hold it out straight and lower it. The next thing we're going to talk about is reduced lubrication in the shoulder. So there is a thing in all joints called synovial fluid. It's a thick egg white like fluid found in the cavities of synovial joints. Its primary function is to lubricate and reduce friction between the articular cartilage of the joints, allowing for the smooth and pain-free movement. Additionally, it cushions and protects the ends of bones during movement, playing a crucial role in joint health. I know for a fact that mine is much reduced in my shoulder. Well, it is in my hip as well. So, but that's another topic altogether. So, what we have in the joint is joints that are highly movable are called synovial joints. When these joints are healthy, the bones slide against each other without friction or pain. Possible because the bones are cushioned by cartilage, a soft tissue called the synovium or synovial membrane, and synovial fluid, which is made by the synovial membrane. Quite detailed there, but that just gives you an idea of what it's all about. So there you have it. Those are the 4 things. I know I've got a problem with most of those. Sorry, the other one is muscle loss, which can happen to anyone from the age of about 30 onwards. I do a lot of resistance training, and therefore I'm fairly confident that my muscle mass in my shoulder is still pretty good, albeit I'm having to really reduce the amount of weight I'm lifting. So that's a quick canter through. Why is it important as you get old? Well, just think, daily activities, carrying things, reaching for something in a cupboard, anything like that, and it hurts more and it degenerates more as you age. You need to do something about it when you're young. Some things, you can, like me, you cannot prevent it. It's just one of those things. But you just have to manage it as best you can, which is what I do. So anyway, if you got any value out of this video, please like, subscribe, get that algorithm going. I'm hoping to build my channel back up again. I've been a bit lazy recently. Please like, subscribe, share, comment below. Do you have a shoulder problem? If you do, then it'd be interesting to know how you are suffering. If you want to learn more about rotator cuff injuries, you need to watch this video here.